Hello, please note that this PowerPoint is narrated and the slides are going to advance automatically once you start. Welcome, my name is Paul Clark and I'm going to be presenting on behalf of my group our emerging technology presentation. My peers and students for this presentation are listed on this slide. They are Jasmine Finney, Dinah Johnson, Ashley MacArthur, and Judith Wershant. Our presentation on emerging technology is going to focus on iPads, specifically emerging in education instructional settings. Our presentation is going to provide an overview of the iPad. It will also include some of the benefits and limitations of the iPad, its educational applications, and we'll conclude by summarizing what we've discussed. The iPad. The iPad was manufactured by Apple Incorporated. The product was developed by Steve Jobs and his tablet team. The iPad is small. It's a portable computer, also known as a tablet. The small size makes it highly mobile, and it does not require any other tools than the iPad itself, though tools can be used with the product. It is also very capable of Wi-Fi and cellular data connectivity. The iPad was originally described by the company as a combination of an Apple computer and an Apple iPod. The following two slides are going to provide an overview of the iPad. They'll include a brief history as well as some iPad capabilities. As recently mentioned, Steve Jobs and his team of engineers developed the iPad. However, the tablet was not originally their idea. After attending several meetings and shows for the Windows tablet, Steve Jobs discovered there were flaws. Some flaws were with such things as unnecessary tools. Jobs realized that the tablet would not work without a stylus and that a stylus would not work for potential buyers. He knew that people would not want to have extra items that could be lost and need to be replaced in order to make the product work. Steve Jobs saw the Windows tablet and immediately wanted to show the tablet's true potential. Therefore, he developed the iPad. However, there was a bit of backlash with the initial product design and its release. Customers thought at first that the iPad was nothing but a large cell phone. Their concerns were quickly alleviated once the product was released and the capabilities were well outlined. The first iPad was released in April of 2010. The first weekend it was on the market, the iPad sold over 300,000 tablets. Currently, there are 5 different models of the iPads available for purchase, and each has small variations on the device, but all of them have the same basic capabilities. There are numerous iPad capabilities, and to go into detail on all of them would take a considerable amount of time. The slide lists some of the basic yet important iPad capabilities. All iPads have internet browsing capabilities. Whether through Wi-Fi or cell phone data connectivity, the iPad enables the user to browse virtually anytime and anywhere. iPads also provide video and voice recording options for users. They are capable of streaming music from an online source as well as playing music and videos that are saved to the device, similar to iPods. The tablet also has photo taking and photo editing capabilities with several options to edit and enhance photos taken on the device or downloaded to the device. The iPad is capable of using both Apple and Windows Office suites. iWork and the Apple Office suite comes with Pages, Numbers, and Keynote, while Microsoft Office, the Windows suite, has Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. The iPad is capable of using all of these. Communications capabilities with the iPad are numerous and efficient. A user can contact others via text messages, iMessages, video chat, email, or through a downloaded app. Which brings us to our last capability to be discussed. The iPad has virtually limitless apps that can be downloaded and used. iPad owners can pick and choose which apps they want on their device and use and remove them at their convenience. As mentioned before, all iPad models have these capabilities, but not all models have both data and Wi-Fi connectivity options. Having provided an overview of the iPad, let's now take a look at some of the iPad benefits. When someone mentions an iPad, convenience quickly comes to mind. The iPad is slim, it is lightweight, and can easily fit into a purse or small bag. Its weighs less than a pound, therefore it is easy to grab and go. The design of the iPad has high-resolution LED backlit screen on the iPad, which is bright and crisp. This makes it a good tool for watching movies, viewing pictures, game playing, and web browsing. It uses display technology called in-plane switching, so that you can get a good picture at any angle. Most apps can be viewed horizontally or vertically to take advantage of this technology. When using a portable device, battery life is always important. The iPad gives up to 10 hours of surfing on the web on Wi-Fi, watching videos, or listening to music. Cost is a good benefit, as the starting price of an iPad is approximately $250 and even cheaper if we can find a used one. The iPad isn't just for tech-savvy individuals, but it's for all ages and abilities. The iPad device is user-friendly for kids, adults, and the elderly. It was made for people to easily navigate. If there are any problems, their technical support is easy to access and will happily help you. The iPad has hundreds of thousands of apps. There is something available for everyone. Entertainment, educational, books, email, games, as well as many, many more. With the iPad, you can email, video chat, audio call, and social network, making it so easy to communicate with others. The multi-touch screen feature allows you to quickly perform routine tasks without relying on the home button. The display on the iPad is designed for touching with a fingerprint-resistant oleophobic coating. Your fingers can control all navigation depending on the task. 1 or 2 fingers tap, you can swipe, drag, or pinch. Therefore, no stylus is necessary. The iPad is updated often, and with it, updates come new and/or improved features. Although the iPad has many useful benefits on its own, several add-ons can enhance the device. The built-in keyboard is usable, but a wireless Bluetooth keyboard can also be used. A VGA adapter can connect the iPad to a projector for presentation displays. Clearly, there are numerous benefits of the iPad, and time limits do not allow us to go into all of them. However, what is important to share outside of the benefits is also some of the iPad limitations. And again, not possible to go through the entire list, but here we'd like to share with you some that we have found that are some key ones. The iPad is not a replacement, for example, for an iPad laptop or desktop. It is not ideal for situations, for example, when there is a lot of typing to be done using a keyboard. Due to the sensitivity of the keyboard, there are a lot of unwanted characters, such as commas that can slip into sentences unknowing. Also, if the setup of the keyboard includes another language, the iPad can autocorrect and overwrite the typed English message, causing some confusion, especially if the recipient of the content is receiving it via an email. Looking at connectivity, the iPad comes with connection options that must be decided at the time of purchase. The connection options are Wi-Fi only or a combination of Wi-Fi and cell phone connectivity. When we look at storage, the limitations, we can see that the iPad comes with different storage sizes. They can range from 16 gigabytes to 64 gigabytes, all of which will vary the cost. The user has to decide at purchase time which they prefer. There is no adding storage once purchased, thus an upgrade after the fact is not an option. External options offering for storage can be examples such as Google Drive, iCloud, Dropbox, and all of these can be time consuming and format challenging. And these type of external storages can also be expensive. Unfortunately, the iPad does not have a port for an external flash drive. The iPad limits the transfer of a user's files. Files can only be transferred via iTunes from the iPad to Windows, but not vice versa. For example, from Windows to iTunes. Looking at compatibility, not all file formats are compatible without prior conversions. The iPad is not flash compatible, something a lot of current instructional videos require. Currently, some apps are not approved by Apple and they will not run on an iPad. The iPad is only compatible with a web page or software that supports the iPad. Not all web pages are compatible. Attachments in emails. When in an email, there is no option to add an attachment after the fact. The attachment has to be opened first and then it can be emailed with an added correspondence prior to sending. Although the iPad has been shown to have some limitations, its benefits allow it to be a valuable resource as an emerging technology for educational purposes. Here's some examples. The iPad's size and weight, for example, allows the iPad to be ideal as a portable learning device. It creates endless possibilities for education in the classroom and can be used for many educational applications. Our researchers identified the following. Web browsing functions is the #1 use for the iPad and is the most important feature of an iPad. Web browsing is good for researching topics, and students can use Apple Pages to type what they have gathered from their own research. E-books are used in classrooms for teaching. E-books are less expensive than their print counterparts. The e-book application is not only an e-book, but can also be an interactive experience. For example, students can view 3D and colorful graphics. They can highlight the text and also play videos. iBook Author is an iPad application that allows educators to create their own books or courseware. There are a variety of templates available on iBook Author in which the author can drag and drop items to create a book. Our research also shows that children can use gaming applications to learn simple math and spelling games as part of the learning curriculum. Also, the iPad's built-in App Store, iTunes, allows students to have access to a wide array of free and inexpensive educational applications that can supplement their course materials. The use of the iPad varies depending on age, subject area, and learning outcomes. Gaming applications are heavily used in grade school. In high school, however, the iPad is mainly used for word processing, publishing, and web browsing. Due to its connectivity capabilities, the iPad application allows students a full range of asynchronous and synchronous communications that allow students to create, to share, and connect with others, and participate in online learning communities. Connectivity also allows iPad users to connect to a wide range of networks and other devices. The iPad can provide an effective mobile learning environment. The connectivity allows for cloud-based applications and data accessibility through multiple devices. Students can access their data or documents through applications such as Dropbox or iCloud, which was mentioned earlier. The iPad also allows educators to create their own courses. As shown, we can see we have provided a number of educational applications capabilities with an iPad. Here on the next couple of slides, I'd like to just focus in more specifically on one example. There are many examples of application programs that can do the following. However, for this presentation, I've just focused in on one, which is called Nearpod. Nearpod is one example of a program that educators can use on an iPad. Nearpod is a software program that allows teachers to share presentations and lessons on a variety of subjects, ideally on iPads, but absolutely on other devices as well. The iPad allows a program such as Nearpod to easily access the material from a lesson that their teachers have created and sent to them. The Nearpod program allows each student to work through the material at their own pace from anywhere they can get Wi-Fi access on their own iPad device or school-provided device. The benefits for a teacher is that they may monitor each student's progress as well as the ability to control each student's device. Teacher testimonials show that using the Nearpod program on iPads changes the lesson style from the traditional lecture, which their students really enjoy and have shown to the students to become more engaged. The iPad is a perfect device for Nearpod, as the iPad capabilities provide the teacher the opportunity to use a variety of engaging methods, such as poll, to draw, slide presentations, video, audio, and animation. The iPad and its touchscreen features allow students and others users to easily respond and interact with a lesson from any location and time. So as shown, the iPad is an emerging technology developed in April of 2010. It is a tablet, smaller than a laptop, but clearly bigger than most cell phones today, even though they are shown to be growing too. The benefits as provided and as examples as a reminder are its portability, its design, the amazing selection of apps, and its touchscreen features. Clearly, it also comes with limitations also, and those include the need to know the model prior to purchase and its attributes. Its small keyboard on its screen can make it difficult to type, especially if there is something in great length that requires typing. The storage space can be limited, therefore there would be the need to research external options. Compatibility issues, again, with some apps can be challenging, and there can be an inability to fully use email. We also showed its benefits through educational applications, when iPads can be effectively used in education for ebooks, for educational games and web browsing, for research, etc. And it's also used in education for creating lessons and monitoring student progress. Overall, the iPad's versatility, its size, its connectivity capabilities have proven to be a very effective technology. And we believe that the iPad will only increase in popularity within educational settings as an emerging technology. The following slides are going to provide the references for this presentation. Thank you so much for your time.